Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here. If you are new, please subscribe down below. I would really appreciate that. My name is Tabitha, and today's video is going to be a first impressions video. So I'm going to be trying out a bunch of new Colourpop products that I got. I decided why not do a first impressions because I just did a haul with all these products. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I came out with a pretty simple look, but if you want to see what my thoughts on these products are, then just keep on watching. And before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you end up enjoying it. I would also really love for you guys to come join me on Instagram and Twitter. They are linked in the description box down below, and let's just go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so I think we're gonna start out with the eyes today. I'm gonna prime with the concealer that we have here. This is the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, obviously. If it's a little echoey in here right now, I'm sorry. This room is a little echoey, so I'm gonna try my best to make sure the sound quality is good though. So let's just dive right in. Like I said, priming the eyelids with concealer. This has good coverage, I can already tell. I think I'm just gonna use a brush today with the foundation and concealer because I'm pretty sure I want to use a brush with the stick foundation, and then the concealer, I'm just too lazy to go wet a sponge, honestly, so we're just going to use a brush because I kind of switch back and forth. But wow, I do really like how this concealer is really canceling everything out. Like, it clearly has very good coverage. So I don't have a powder to try, so I'm just going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, and I'm going to set down my eyelids. All right, guys, now for the fun part, we're gonna go in with the eyeshadow palette. If you didn't see my Colourpop haul yet, obviously you should go check it out because I'm gonna talk about this palette and swatch all the shades for you in the video. But this is obviously a customized palette, and I picked out all the shades. So I'm gonna grab for my crease. I do think I am gonna keep this look pretty simple, but I'm gonna grab Howlin'. This is like a really pretty like lavender shade or like lilac. It's a really pretty light shade and it looks really beautiful. So I think we're gonna grab it and put it into the crease. And this is just gonna be like our first initial transition shade. But I'm not sure how much we're gonna do in the crease because I do have a shimmer eyeshadow that I want to kind of be like the star of the show. I really like this shade though. It's like super cool and different. It kind of clashes with my earrings though because I'm wearing like peach earrings and I have like this light lavender shade on my eyes, but I kind of like it. And then for the lid shade, we're actually gonna grab the shade Mr. Sandman. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, it's Mr. Sandman. It's kind of similar to the type of shadow that Glass Bowl is, if you've ever seen that one, but it has more of a purpley tint to it, so I think it'll look really cool with this look. Honestly, guys, excuse my nails. They've been really janky for the past couple of days, but these last few ones won't come off, and I'm just like trying to get them off so I can redo my nails, but it looks a little crazy, so sorry about that. I'm gonna take my finger, I'm just gonna dab in there, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lid as my lid shade because I don't think we're gonna do anything else like in the crease because I just feel like I want to keep this pretty simple. But wow, this looks so cool. Maybe I should just do this initial layer and then apply another layer with a brush and wet it and just see if there's like a difference. I think we are going to keep layering a little bit, so maybe I'll add some more of that crease shade and then go back with a brush and put some more on the lid. Okay, let's grab a flat shader brush. I'm gonna grab my Milani Make It Last setting spray and go into that shade Mr. Sandman again. And let's spray the brush and see what happens. Like, it looks super shiny. I feel like this eye look is turning out really cool. It's very simple yet very like cool looking at the same time, if that makes sense. I think we're gonna move on from the eyes though right now and just do the face. So I don't have a primer either. So I'm just gonna use the Nivea Men's Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I really like this as a primer. I know this is like gone. Nobody uses it anymore, but I still like it. And I feel like it's a good versatile primer. I'm gonna use it because I wanna use something that is a little bit tacky, but also moisturizing. Since I'm using a stick foundation, like I don't want to use something that isn't gonna be moisturizing, basically. I just don't know how creamy this foundation is, and I wanna use something that will help it to really blend out, and I know that I really like this as a primer with a lot of different foundations. So I'm gonna grab my e.l.f. foundation brush, and I'm gonna take that stick foundation. This is the Colourpop No Filter Stick Foundation. I don't even know if I mentioned that that's what we're using. I just filmed the Colourpop haul yesterday, so I feel like I'm still in the mindset that like you guys know what I'm talking about, but obviously I have to actually talk about the products that I'm using. Colourpop No Filter Stick Foundation is what we're using today, and that is why I used a hydrating primer. I'm just gonna do like 2 swipes on the forehead, and we'll start blending that out just so that I kind of get a feel for it before we move on. Let's do 2 swipes on the cheek. Let's see if we can build it a little bit. Add another swipe. That builds really nicely. And like it looks really natural on the skin. It's not caking up. It blends out beautifully. I haven't really tried out stick foundations much, but this is looking really nice. And like it still covers everything. Like my spots down here are getting covered pretty well on my chin. Let's do 3 stripes on this side. I hear a fly, you guys. I hear a freaking fly, and if it doesn't get out of my house, I am telling you guys, I hate flies more than I hate anything. More than I hate spiders, more than I hate like anything. Okay, we're gonna add some more on the forehead. Honestly, I'm just liking how easy this is to apply. Like you just swipe it on and blend it out, and it's like literally the easiest thing to apply. It's like not messy at all. I might be using this a lot. It's also building really nicely. It is a little light, I can tell with my tan, because I do have self-tanner on that's like fading really badly right now, but I feel like when I have like my natural skin tone that it will match it pretty much perfectly. So let's just move on to the concealer, shall we? Again, Colourpop No Filter Concealer, and let's just cover a few little blemishes. Nothing crazy, but you know, there's still obviously some blemishes showing through, and this is obviously not the right concealer shade to cover blemishes because it's like a little lighter than the foundation, but you can't beat them all. Let's go on the nose and around the nose where I have some redness. We'll go center of the forehead, a little bit on the center of the chin. Okay, now let's go underneath the eyes and see how the real test goes, because I'm telling you guys, it is hard for me to find concealers that I like because I have such bad creasing and such dark circles at the same time. It's such a bad combination. I'll leave my video up in a card where I show you guys how I cover my dark circles and prevent creasing, because it's really important for me. And so I feel like I kind of have some valuable tips. Again, I'll leave that up in a card for you guys to check out. Just in the eye, it will be linked up there. I can definitely tell that this concealer is pretty like thin in texture. And when you apply it to the under eyes, it doesn't like dry down right away. And so when you're trying to blend it out, it kind of slips around a little bit. I'm looking a little shiny right now. Whoa, okay. This concealer is looking pretty crazy underneath my eyes right now. I'm thinking maybe I should have used a sponge for this, just because it looks so like bright, like almost too bright. We're gonna take some powder to tone this down because I'm looking a little crazy. Again, just using the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is a translucent powder, but I can tell it's definitely toning that down. It's almost like it's just like a really dewy concealer, and so is a little bit more emollient. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not as used to super dewy concealers because most of the concealers that I really love are more matte. It's just mainly because of that creasing factor, and they also tend to have really great coverage and all that, and it's just easier for me because even though I love that natural dewy luminous look, I find that I can still achieve that while having my under eyes covered, and it doesn't look like they're dry or crepey or cakey or anything like that. So this foundation, I can tell it is a little bit dewy. From what I've heard, it's just like a satin natural finish. And I can't say I disagree with that. I just think that it does have a little bit of shine to it. I don't think that's the primer either because that primer is pretty like neutral, I would say. We're just gonna powder the forehead lines, smile lines, a little bit here on my spots because those aren't cute. And then maybe like a little bit right between the brows and right on the nose. I'm setting more than usual today, even though I really love dewy skin because I feel like it just needed to be set in a few areas. But I mean, I think it looks good right now. Like I think it looks really smooth and pretty on the cheeks. It blended nicely. We're just gonna have to see how it wears. I know I'm rambling in this video, you guys, so I'm sorry. But I'm just going to grab a small brush and I'm going to take that lavender shade Howlin' that we used in the crease, and I'm just going to apply this to the lower lash line to tie the look together. That's all we're going to do on the lower lash line, I think. We're going to move on to the bronzer now. So the bronzer that I have is Private Party. This is the one that I've heard the most things about. It's the most popular from what I've heard. So I'm gonna grab this. I actually don't have like a pan for it. I just have it in its little plastic packaging because I'm gonna put this in a palette. I'm just gonna grab a brush. Just gonna tap in there and just lightly start applying because this is a little bit deeper, I think. Ooh, I'm liking this tone, you guys. I love that there is a sheen in this bronzer. I feel like I don't really have bronzers with a sheen in them unless it's like a cream bronzer and it's kind of like a natural dewiness, but this has an actual sheen. It kind of adds that dewiness back in that we kind of took away with the powder. Put a little on the sides of the nose. Guys, I'm really liking this. Now that I have bronzer on, I feel like it looks so much better. It kind of ties everything together. And I'm looking at my skin and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. Okay, let's try the blush stick and highlight stick that we got. So I got the Colourpop blush stick in the shade Aloha. And I think the way I'm gonna use this is literally just go right on top with my hand and apply it with my finger. It's definitely very creamy. Maybe put just a little bit right on the nose. So I think that looks really pretty. I'm really impressed with this. I haven't tried out a ton of cream blushes, and from what I have tried, I haven't loved them. So I've been really excited to try one out that I actually enjoy. And I really want to take another blush. So I talked about this in the haul video as well. This is the blush in the shade So Retrograde. This is one of the ones that Kathleen Lights did with them. It's very shimmery and pretty, but it is a hot orange shade. She said she uses this kind of like a blush topper and just like lightly taps her brush in and goes over the top with her brush. So we're gonna try that today. I'm just gonna take this little e.l.f. brush, if I can speak, and I'm just gonna like tap that in there one time and then tap off the excess and just like use it as a blush topper. That got pigmented fast. Honestly though, you guys, I know this is gonna like completely clash with my eyeshadow and everything, but I just really wanted to try out all the products that I got, or as many as I could. I didn't want to miss out on something if I could try it out in this video. Oh, I kind of like that on the nose. It's kind of like a little sunburn. So let's go into the highlight. I'm really excited about this highlight stick. Obviously, these are their blush and light sticks, and I have got the highlight stick here. I have the shade Earth. So from what I heard, this is like the most natural looking one, and apparently doesn't have any like glitters in it or anything. So we're just gonna take the finger again. Again, very creamy. It's blending beautifully. I actually really like that you don't pick up a ton of product with this, and it just kind of like gives you a really pretty subtle glow. I don't know how it's coming off like underneath the ring light, but in person it looks so pretty. It definitely just looks like glossy, wet skin. I think we're gonna leave it at that. But wow, you guys, look how pretty that is. I'm really impressed with all of these face products. Like, I didn't know how I was gonna feel about everything, but now that it's all on my face, it looks so pretty. I do have to say, I like this So Retrograde blush as a topper, but I don't know that I would use it on top of a cream blush, just because when you're applying something so pigmented, even if you go in with a light hand, it's gonna stick a little bit more on top of that creamy product. So just keep that in mind. I still really like how it looks, but I think next time using it as a blush topper, I would just apply it over top of like a more subtle regular powder blush, or wear it on its own too. But I am gonna do my brows super quickly off camera. I don't have any brow products to try from them today, so I'm just gonna use the products that I would normally use. I will leave them listed in the description box, and I will be right back with my brows done. All right guys, so brows are on. Hopefully they look okay. I'm just gonna apply some mascara, curl my lashes. I don't have their mascara either. I'm gonna use my Lancome Monster Big. Honestly though, you guys, I have no lashes right now because I took off my lash extensions and they just like ripped all my eyelashes out. So they're very short compared to what they normally are, but I think they're growing back, and I'm probably just gonna put lash extensions on again because I love them so much and it's worth it for me. So that's why my lashes are super short, and I'm not gonna put false lashes on because I honestly just don't feel like it. Not in the mood to wear false lashes today. And I think for the lips, we're just gonna line them with this Milani lip liner in Natural, and then I'm gonna apply the blush stick to my lips, so everything can kind of go together. I didn't get any lip products because I just didn't need any, you guys. I have too many, and I couldn't do it. Just kind of applying it all over my lips. And it just feels like a very light, creamy, moussey consistency almost. Like, I feel like I would wear this as a lipstick again. All right, you guys, let's set the face really quickly with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. So let's just go over and do like a final review of the products that I tried out today. So firstly, the eyeshadows. I love Colourpop single shadows, love their palettes. I actually don't own any of their palettes myself, but I've used other people's and I really enjoyed them. So I know that I like Colourpop shadows and I've tried them in the past, and I really like these tones. I thought they look amazing on the eyes, the ones that I used today. With the face products, the foundation and concealer, the foundation is a little bit more dewy than I expected it to be, but I'm not mad about it at all. I think the concealer has good coverage, and I really like that. I really liked how it blended out on the eyes. I think it works amazing as a base for eyeshadow, and I did like it underneath the eyes as well. I just think it's necessary for me to always set my concealer down, but especially with something like this, because it is so emollient and like dewy looking almost, that you really have to set it down with quite a bit of powder. Personally, I usually use more matte concealers, so it's a little different for me and what I'm used to, but I really don't dislike it at all. I'm gonna have to try this out more, see how it wears. I don't know about doing a wear test for you guys. I know that is ridiculous, but it is currently $5.45, and if I do a wear test, it's gonna be at like 11 o'clock at night. I guess technically I could still do that. It would just be like a 5-hour wear test, but I could just show you guys what it looks like before I go to bed tonight. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just turn on my ring light, sit back down here, and just tell you guys what it looks like. Like I said, have to see how the concealer and the foundation wear over time, but right now I am really, really liking how they look. I think they look really good. Because of that dewiness, I'm noticing now that I set my face with the spray, just a little bit more settling into the lines. But all I'm gonna do about that is just grab my powder and just set down those smile lines one more time. Same with the forehead lines. I feel like it works best to do this after you set everything and you're done with all your makeup. So you're just kind of taking that last step to just make sure that your lines are set. Anyways, I am totally rambling, but the bronzer I feel like is probably the thing that I am the most excited about. Again, this is the bronzer in Private Party. I'm obsessed with how this looks on my skin. I will say I really like the highlight too, so it's coming in close with that one. But I don't know, you guys, I love the tone of this. It's the perfect neutral tone. I love how it blends beautifully. It's not too pigmented. It goes on absolutely beautifully and has like a very slight sheen to it. Nothing crazy, but it is really pretty and I love the dewiness that it adds to the skin. I also really enjoyed the blush and light sticks. Like I said, especially the highlight stick. This was a standout for me. I feel like I'm going to want to use it all the time because I love the tone. I was afraid it would be too pinky, but it's actually not. It's like just has a slight pink tint to it, but it's still very neutral and natural and pretty, and you can do a light layer or build it up. I think this might be my go-to no makeup highlight for when I just want like a light layer, just tap a little bit on. I think it's really pretty. And then with the blush stick, I did really like this. I liked how it blended out. Maybe I'll try using a brush next time just to see what the difference is, see if maybe it applies differently, but I thought it blended out really nicely. It was really creamy. I love that shade in Aloha, and I really liked those. Obviously, we also tried the blush in So Retrograde. I'm just gonna have to play around with this a little bit more. I do really like the shade because I think it's so unique and different. From what I tried, I really like the formula as well. I obviously didn't try out everything from my haul in this video because you can only try out so much. I didn't try out these Super Shock highlights or Super Shock shadows that I got, and I also didn't try this Colourpop Super Shock blush, which I haven't tried any of their Super Shock blushes yet, so I really want to try this out soon. I did try the blush stick on my lips, as you saw, and I am really loving it. It feels like I'm honestly not wearing anything on my lips. It is super comfortable, super creamy, super light, and I'm digging it. It looks really good, but I think what's getting me the most is just how comfortable it is. Sorry that I talk with my hands so much, you guys. I know it's annoying, but I can't stop. Hey guys, just popping on here really quick because I wanted to give you guys an update on my makeup. So I just turned my ring light on so that we could have good lighting, and it's currently 11:15. I'm pretty sure I forgot to show you guys earlier when we made the video what time it was, but it was around 5:30, so I had this makeup on for like almost 6 hours, I guess. And this is what it looks like. Hopefully you guys can tell on camera. I'm gonna try to turn the brightness down a little bit so that you guys can see a little better. I noticed that the foundation was really settling into my smile lines, like the creases of my smile lines, quite a bit. A little bit in my forehead lines as well, and then also my concealer creased pretty badly underneath my eyes. And I don't want to judge too harshly because I didn't use a sponge, and I do like to often use a sponge for my concealer and my powder underneath my eyes, so I'm gonna have to play around with it more. But like I said in the video, I'm not that used to super emollient concealers, and it did crease pretty badly. I don't know if you guys can see that. Again, I'm gonna try it with a sponge and I'll let you guys know. Other than that, other than it settling into the lines a little bit, my skin looks really nice. Everything is still on, like nothing has faded, and everything still looks really dewy and pretty and smooth. That's pretty much the only thing I'm noticing is the settling into fine lines. Again, I used a brush for everything. I didn't use a sponge at all today. I didn't do like half and half on each side of my face, which I probably should have, thinking back. But yeah, like I said, other than these settling into fine lines, that's pretty much all I noticed, and I feel like it looks really great otherwise. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I'll let you guys know if I see a difference with the sponge, and I hope this little update is helpful. So I think that's all the products. I know already that this video has gotten so incredibly long, and for that I am sorry. I don't usually do videos like this where I'm doing like a full face of first impressions, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope it wasn't annoying. Let me know if you like these types of videos and if you would like to see more of them in the comments down below. Also, just give me suggestions in general for what you guys want to see on my channel. And if you're new, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.